9 reasons why sleeping with someone else's husband is a bad idea. 1, I wish the finders, keepers, losers, weepers rule applied here. But even if I found you first, I can't keep you. This isn't grade school, so I'm losing and winning in the same breath, then weeping in the next too. I have trouble accepting that some stories are better unfinished. A princess always ends up with her Prince Charming, and I'm trying to make sure I get the right ending, but trying to create it with someone else's pen just leaves me in the same spot, with leftover love and plastic hearts. We're recycling each other, and although it's good for the earth, we can't bend back to what used to be 3. I got drug tested at my job and came up clean. Drugs that come with a pulse are the most addictive and the hardest to detect because they'll smile at you, say things that melt like sugar, make you feel alive and your guts feel pretty, then call it butterflies. So there's no therapy for people like you. 4. Studies show it takes 21 consistent days to break a habit. And maybe that's why it was so hard for me to stop, because I made a habit out of seeing you, and loving you was a ritual, but don't get me wrong, I tried. I tried not seeing you, but my body couldn't stop waiting up for you or rushing people off the phone when you called. 5. You remind me of Sunday morning cartoons and soggy cereal. I feel like a kid again when I'm with you, like rules apply to everyone but us. I can tell that she loves you like a stop sign, momentarily, and because she has to, you deserve to be loved like artwork, like fresh air. You need someone to stop every day in awe of having you, and I did. You had my undivided attention. 6. We're running the risk of her finding out, and if she does, I know you'll play Peter to my crucified body and deny me. Tell her you never met me, like you don't know my whole name. Tell her I'm crazy, but leave out the about you. Tell her you don't know what she's talking about. We're in deep water, and I don't know why. I don't know why I thought we can walk on it. 7. Onlookers will talk about your morals, say that you have none before they even let you explain yourself. They won't care about what used to be, just that you didn't fulfill your responsibility. Apparently, it's your job to keep his commitment. 8. Apologies will sound like unfinished love letters written in permanent ink and end poorly, like, I'm sorry for loving your husband. 9. You'll eventually have to answer the question why, and when the time comes, I'll tell her I have a tendency to try to resuscitate old hearts with all the love that I should keep for myself. I have a tendency to want what I can't have, a tendency to not back down to a challenge, and a tendency to absorb other people's pain like a sponge until I have no more room left to tend to my own mess. But I still try to be saved in the process of saving others.
All right, judges. It's the first poem of the final round. You know what to do. In 3, 2, 1, show me those scores. From low to high, we have a 9.3. We have a 9.6. We have a 9.9. We have a 10 and a 10. Applaud the poet, not the score. Let's see. I just made the list and I can't see the name. There it is. All right. On deck is Just Call Me Co. But coming up to the mic right now is Shaken, Not Stirred.
Did you ask permission to be buried, to be planted, to inseminate here? Have you considered the primary source of power? Do you understand the horizon? Do you know the different layers? Do you know what I hidden or carry? Do you see my broken pieces? Do you even care? Do you see the shattered fragments? Do you notice the residue? Do you ever uncover the surface toward the mood speak to my heart? Do you know the composition of my breath? Do you care to see me thrive or give birth to new things? Are you aware of the planted seeds are the ones that fell by the wayside? Do you know the tenderness of this earth? Are you aware of my seasons, of the flowers that never bloom? Do you ever consider the growth or the decay, consider the wilted stem or the fallen leaves? Did you factor in the condition or how I build shelter by these hands? Men don't ask to be buried. Men don't ask to be buried or to bury the Men don't ask to bury the trauma insecurities in the depths of women. No, they take and thrive, move as if it's a rite of passage and honor, a sacrifice like black women. Black women aren't the source of power. Black women sacrifice their soul to house a tomb of dead things. They are protected, are tended to. They do the propagation, cut their knees off the spurts of their trauma, are bondage to perpetual pain. Men have the privilege of disregarding the horizon, while women are left to tend to the landscape. They don't have the luxury of escape. Use their hurt to hide behind the uproot. I'm fine. Like their roots are not molded into what a man needs. Black women are left pieces of residue, birthing babies a different death blooms empty, like they aren't trying to water themselves. They give up the best part of themselves, their top soul, a manipulated graveyard where they are told to be grateful for the garden. Black women birth nations that become nothing, a desolated ground where she once was fertile, but now all she is a man's dumping ground, an averted eulogy.
Our last poet had a score of 29.5. Judges, in 3, 2, 1, show me those scores. Y'all are so good at this. All right, from low to high, we have a 7.5. We have an 8. We have a 9.2, a 9.5, and a 9.7. Applaud the poet, not the scores. Lonnie, you are on deck. Put your hands together now for Just Call Me Co.
I'm 36 years old, yet all I've been is 2. No, not the numerical value and not reaching or approaching, but 2. Not the directional preposition, and no, not in addition, but I mean the excessive 2. You're never going to graduate. How long you been in school? How many times you changed your major? You know that's just not cool. You need to get it together, girl. You're just too slow. You're too unfocused for college, or did you not know? Slim down, baby girl, you need a diet. You're too overweight. Being too fat is too unattractive and no one will want to date. And get you a backbone and stop crying all the time. Something's got to give. I know I was unkind to you, but you're just too sensitive. Why you keep giving your last away? Why you sacrifice? Why can't you let them help themselves? You know you're just way too nice. And why you let them talk to you like that? Why do you turn the other cheek? Why don't you stand up for yourself? You know you're just too weak. You're too quiet, too passive, and you care too much. You can't keep helping others just for them not to keep in touch. What I am is too tired of constantly trying to change. Camouflaging to fit my surroundings has practically drove me insane. God, my Father, created my heart. This I can guarantee. I'm just being who I am from now on. I guess I'm just too me.
Our last poet had a score of 26.7. Judges, in 3, 2, 1, show me those scores. All right. From low to high, we have an 8.9. We have a 9.0, a 9.2, a 10, and a 10. Applaud the poet, not the score. Give it up for your last poet of the night. Put your hands together for Lonnie.
You should be saying thank you. Why you not saying thank you? You heard a black woman lied today. Her shooters asked if they need a slide and her mouth choked out a lie. You see an abuser, coulda, woulda. Shoulda died today. The South Side know how to send a nigga out nice. Casket glossed in his worst sins. Justice would have had him prepped and ready, casket pretty, but a black woman lied today. And she swallowed her breaking like communion. This abuser hate to miss a service, so he tired of manipulation and lies. Now trauma got her feeling like she worthless. This abuser prided himself on being a magician. So dedicated to his craft, he never stops performing. His audience all a part of the act. He disappeared the facade before most can notice, but his true saving grace is in a woman's silence, and a black woman lied today, so her shooters ain't have to slide. God must have whispered her something close to grace. 'Cause even in her unmaking, she gracious enough to leave only one soul taken in many nights. He never gave her a choice. But this magician got away with his words and his hands. He know how to saw a woman into pieces and never love her back together, call the impact from his fist a misunderstanding, take the blood from her murder and paint it a suicide. Magicians devote their entire lives to mastering the art of illusion. But some are not selling illusions. They are merely making commodity of their demonic qualities. But this woman come from women who come from women that became their own shooters, and they survived men living as magicians that got rebrands and forgiveness when karma could have made them into a memory. So what's an illusion to the real thing? And what's a magician to a black woman that come from magic? What's a mouthful of lies for a man that don't even live in his own truth? So yeah, you should be saying thank you. You have some time to gather before you meet the God that you don't even pray to, because a black woman lied today. So her shooters ain't have to slide. God must have whispered her something close to grace.
All right, the score for our last poet was a 28 even. Judges, for the last time tonight, in 3, 2, 1, show me those scores. All right, from low to high, we have a 9.0, a 9.5. We've got another 9.5, a 9.7, and a 10. Applaud the poet, not the score. When I say Black Lives Matter, what I mean is Halima cooked pots of oatmeal for the entire house during Ramadan, bought milk to ease the pepper spray, tiger balm to nurse our rubber wounds. What I mean is when I call for immediate ceasefire, I see behind a classroom door. It's children learning more than how to survive despite their fear. I say, free Palestine, and the water in Flint finally runs clean. I say, not in my name, and mothers return to their homes in Khartoum. What I mean is, when I shout, God is great, I am crying out to a Jewish Messiah. I sing the Shema in Hebrew, the lights in Gaza turn back on. When I say liberation, I mean everyone breaking bread at the table, a garden of figs, of olives, and honeydew with no more stones to throw. Thank you. Thank you all so much for kicking it with us here tonight. We had a few problems with the judges this evening, but we all got it together and came back around at the end. And we appreciate you so, so much. Let's give another round of applause to all of our poets who competed here tonight. And a huge round of applause for our winner, Brianna, who will be representing Bull City in Baltimore in March. We'll see you guys here in December on the third Saturday for our regular slam. Get home safe. We love you. Good night. Judges, if you would leave your whiteboards and markers and whatnot on the stage, that would be fantastic. Brianna, please come see us before you peace out. Hug a poet, talk to a poet, love on a poet. Be kind to the judges, don't throw things, don't yell, etc.